And good morning. It's Friday, 56 degrees. I need warm weather.
No, I hope it starts freezing.
No.
I'm ready for some warm weather. Looking outside right now, a beautiful sunrise coming up right now. I started to say that because Barry Kay actually walked in the building. We'll get with him in just a second. In here this morning, yes, Rick Mould. Hey, Rick, are you a doctor or are you just a regular professor?
No, doctor. No.
What about you, Matthew?
Not yet, you know, maybe one day.
So, Rick, of all the people over at the college, you don't have a doctor in front of your name?
No.
Well, when did I get
But
mine?
I slept at a Holiday Inn last night. Yeah.
Hey, one of my favorite Auburnites is in here this morning, too, temporarily, but he's been banned from eating Chick-fil-A because he's wearing that shirt in here this morning. Mac McAllister said, doggone it, I'm going to teach you all a lesson. Mac will be crying, he'll be crying tomorrow. And join us early this morning. We'll get some special entertainment. The legendary, the one in, well, that guy couldn't be here. Barry Kay's in here this morning, as always, on the second Friday. Barry, what's up?
I'm up in here.
We'll be here for Barry in just a moment. Tony, Frank, and Tom in here this morning. Tony on 230-4988, or you can text my current assistant at 603-4848,
Your number out.
You can text me at my private line if you're one of the lucky few that have it. Mac, I'm changing my number. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. As we all know, Alabama continues its quest for the national championship tomorrow. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Notre Dame's hopes of winning a national championship have been dashed early in the season in one game. Their coach may be fired for using the F word among all the Catholics. I'm not talking about fun or frank or anything like that. So we're going to talk a whole lot of football. Dr. Alan Coleman will be with us later on this morning, too. Plus, I was down at the jail yesterday. No, I wasn't cuffed. Me and the sheriff hanging out.
Not yet.
Chief Deputy King down there yesterday. I got the big auction coming up tomorrow out at the arena. Ken Carter auction. We'll be doing that. I'll show you something. They got a 69 Camaro worth $40,000.
Wow.
All right, let's go to the weather right now and find out what's happening because, yes, it's perfect football weather.
Yes, it is. Football is definitely in the air. Going to be a wonderful weekend for it. 56 degrees. Grab a sweater on your way out. You won't need it long, though, today. We're going to see temperatures get much better. Around 70 degrees today. Actually nice with some sunshine. 78, I'm sorry. It's getting warmer. 52 for your low. Tomorrow, 80 for your high, 55 for your low. Going to be a beautiful Saturday. Hope to see many of you out and about. And the rest of the forecast looking pretty good. Cooler temperatures, there you go, in the 80s. You know, there's an article out that says USA sweats through hottest summer in 75 years. We just endured the hottest summer in 75 years. It was the second hottest summer on record, according to the data released on Thursday. And the average U.S. temperature during the summer of 2011 was 74.5.
Hey, while we're on the subject of weather, and I want to thank my buddy Zach Green for keeping me posted on the weather forecast in Pennsylvania. You kept up with this? It's all in the paper and all on the news. Soggy State waits for the tide. They've had like 14 inches of rain up there. It'd be the largest crowd Alabama's ever played in front of. 100 and something thousand.
And terrible.
They've had to move 4,500 of the people camping around there out because the area got too soggy, Rick. Now, your team plays tomorrow night in Michigan. What's the fate there?
I haven't looked at the weather up there, but I mean, I think they're expecting the biggest crowd ever.
The biggest crowd ever to watch a football game.
Right.
Why have they only never played a night game at that big old stadium?
You know, I don't know. I really don't know why they've never put lights or had, you know, done the lights there. You know, Notre Dame didn't have lights for years. So.
Now, also, we are scheduled to have a live phone-in interview this morning from my man on the scene in Pennsylvania, Attorney John McGee, the biggest Bama fan there is. Supposed to call in live this morning. He's probably been up all night cornholing. So we'll probably hear from him in just a little bit.
Jamie.
Well, that's true. He taught us the art of that. I mean, I always called it something else, but you never know. Heavy rains and flood, or the chance of rain is 40% in Pennsylvania tomorrow, keeping Alabama from scoring maybe 40 points. It'll be Alabama's 43rd game since the start of 08 season. It'll be the 33rd game to be nationally televised, Matthew.
Wow.
It's good to go. In case y'all need to know more, Bama's favored by 10. Auburn favored to lose by 7. Notre Dame picked over Michigan by 3.
Ooh.
I was surprised at that. I really was. I heard that yesterday. But I think we got the right man but I thought that last week.
Yes. South Carolina's favored by 3 over Georgia, Matthew. You agree with that?
It depends on how South Carolina plays. I mean, they come out and beat them by 30 if they
Well, if they play like they did against us last year, they beat anybody.
You didn't get mad when I text you, breathe, calm down,
Yeah.
breathe.
You know, the thing we've been talking about this week, Matthew, is how horrible.
After you threw that one.
I crushed it.
You know what was my worst fear? We were going to get that woman announcer who did the Auburn game last week. Thanks, Tom, for letting me turn over and hear that disgusting thing. That woman's bad. Just bad. Bad. Matthew,
You know
bad.
she'll wind up doing one
So you don't want her to do the Alabama game anytime soon?
No, she did the Duke game last year. Remember how
She did
awful that
do
was?
I do remember that.
Right. Why is CBS not doing SEC games yet? Are they doing that tennis at U.S. Open? Is that what they're showing?
I don't know what they're showing.
Well, they're not showing any ball games
I
this
didn't-
week, so I've got a complete schedule.
No
I mean,
idea.
I'm not a fan of their color commentators either.
Yeah, I know. No, not many people are. Vern. Hey, Frank, you got your microphone with you. I want to go back. There was a little Dear Abby thing today, too, and then this letter to the editor this morning. And it's talking about respect among elders. Mac, listen up. This said, growing up, my mom always told me to respect my elders, referring to those 55 and older. So far, Rick, you're in the clear.
Should be anyone older.
She explained this does not mean that I should blindly follow them or that older folks are smartest, as they've earned certain dignities after living so long on this earth, Frank. Said, I just recently witnessed, this is in the Huntsville Times this morning, a disturbing exchange at Oakwood Avenue in Huntsville. While backing out my car, I noticed an elderly man backing out of a parking space. I stopped to wait for him to leave. A young male employee, maybe 19 or 20, was behind me. The kid went over right behind the man's truck while he was backing out and tossed obscenities at him for not stopping. Well, the kid was in no danger of getting hit because he was nowhere close. He said I was closer than he was. The driver waited for the kid to pass, then tried to back out again. I still waited, as I would have done the same thing, being the person I am. Another young employee of the store, female, did the exact same thing with obscenities and threats. I dare you to hit me, she said. While waiting on her to pass, the driver looked at me. He said, what can I do?
What can you do?
Frank.
Yes.
What is wrong with people these days? They feel like they're taking advantage or trying to obscenities and stuff with people.
I don't know, Jamie. Back when I came up, we were always taught that you respected anyone older than you. Didn't necessarily have to be old, just older than you. It was always yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. And you don't hear that much anymore. It sounds good to hear from young people when you do.
Listen up, Mac. The other thing in Dear Abby was on the same deal, so hang on with me, Frank. It says when I ride the bus or whatever, I've always been taught to get up and let somebody older than me have my seat. Well, I've been embarrassed the last couple of times I've done that because these people don't want my seat. Reason?
What is that?
Nobody wants to admit they're old.
Oh, really?
I got up and let somebody have my seat one time, but it wasn't by choice. My brother was a bus driver. He said, if you don't sit down and shut up, I'll put you off. I said, if you stop, I'll get off. He did, and I did. Walked about 3 miles home.
And what happened to your brother when your mama found out?
Oh, she didn't like that at all.
So anyway,
It's just
any
lack
other words of
respect.
wisdom on that?
It's
All right.
just
Now,
lack of
respect.
civility in it that we have in society.
all right, I'm going to do Dear Jamie and then Barry Kay, warm up.
Bad parenting.
Yeah.
Dear Jamie, I feel like I've been cheated on. My wife and I have been married for almost 20 years. I was laid off recently. While reviewing our finances, I just noticed her cell phone usage had increased. How's this going to go, Frank?
Not too good.
I asked my wife. She said, I was just catching up with friends. How many times we heard this story, Rick? I normally don't look at her phone, but I decided to see who she was yakking with. Turns out she was calling Matthew and texting, which I can do that now, a former male co-worker. I then discovered late night texts, calls, and intimate photos of herself to him, even a nude photograph of him to her. I want to ask my cell phone provider for transcripts of their texts just to see if there's more to the situation that she's admitting to. What do I do? First of all, cancel her phone.
If you already found those, what does it matter? You already know. And you better be very careful sending out photos. Make sure you put the right number in there.
Yeah, don't send naked photos.
I don't have any.
Good.
Do I? If I do, it's an accident. Anyway, I'm just saying, hey, loser, don't trust your wife. Let me see your phone. What's our password?
I'm not giving you my
Well,
password.
dang, how am I going to find out anything? All right, let's go local and loving it with our all-time best singer in the world, Barry Kay, after an all-night performance downtown Athens.
He's here early.
He's up here early, ready to go this week. Can't wait to do this program once a month. If he was really kind of real, whoa, Corey. I know you want to hear his song, but hey, can you wait just one more second? All right, Barry, hit it.
There.